You may be a new shooter, a longtime gun owner, or even a police officer or soldier. No personal defense handgun is fully equipped without a Crimson Trace laser sight or light. Get the confidence and reliability you need to protect family, home, and country. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com for a free copy of our new laser training video, The Laser's Edge, Crimson Trace.
I'm a gun owner.
Your views, advice, and questions are the driving force of Gun Talk.
I don't think that guns are scary things.
Visit us online at www.guntalk.com. Call Tom now at 866-TALK-GUN, 866-825-5486. Let us know what you think about the gun-related issues of the day. Now, back to Gun Talk.
All right, back with the 866-TALK-GUN. We'll get you in here. Just dial 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. We got a bunch of folks on hold. We got a guest coming up. Let me go to line 1 first. Kathy's with us out of Stagecoach, Nevada. Kathy, I think you got a good idea here.
Hi, yeah, I'm not a gun owner, but too many Americans have their rights taken away already, and the dumbasses are the ones, the blind leading the blind. And, not owning a gun doesn't cure mental illness. People will find other means of, if people kill people, guns don't kill people. And the criminals also prefer unarmed victims, and that's not going to stop people from, that's like putting a welcome sign on your door and saying, come in, I'm not armed, if the guns were taken away. It's going to make it easy for the criminals is what's going to happen, and there is going to be more crime. And,
let me ask you, when you say the dumbasses are the ones taking our rights away, what exactly do you mean there?
Well, I mean the dumbasses are the ones blindly leading the blind. To take guns away would actually be foolish because you're giving the criminals are still going to get access to guns, and all you're doing is you're giving up your rights.
Okay.
It's not going to cure mental illness to take people's guns away.
Gotcha. I got you. I think what I hear you saying is that the people who are trying to take the guns away are in fact the dumbasses. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I believe. I believe so.
I don't disagree with you. I think you're onto something there, Kathy. Look, I appreciate it. I've got a guest lined up. I've got to get to him because we got him lined up here. Let's go right now. The Roger Eckstine is the author of the Shooter's Bible Guide to Home Defense. He joins us right now. Hey, Roger.
Hey, Tom. Good to be with you.
Good to have you here. All right, Shooter's Bible Guide to Home Defense. We've just been talking about home defense, people who have guns in their homes, and other things. I guess we ought to at least start by saying your book is about more than just guns, correct? What's in it?
Oh, well, absolutely. First of all, you have to harden your house, such as having a two-door system in front where you pull outward, and some things that are like visibly evident. For a home invader, is not going to. You can't stop them from plying their trade. But if you have more obvious security devices than the next person, you might deflect them to the house next door. Although home invasion is not really an accident, it usually has to do with they know you have something inside that they want.
Right. So you're talking.
They need you to be home too, because they need you to be there to open the safe or to find what's there.
So this is not
between burglary.
I was just going to say, this is not burglary where they want to come in when you're not there. They want you to be there. That's why they're coming in strong-arming either with weapons of some sort, whether they're firearms or something else. So obviously you want to have good locks, and good locks is not just your typical push in the button on the knob kind of a deal. We need some deadbolts. We need long screws in the door jambs and things like that. How about security systems, cameras, lights, that kind of thing?
That's a very good idea. The security systems that you have, though, if you can monitor it with like an iPad or a cell phone where you feel you get a visual, you could be well away from the front door. You could be in the back in your room where you may have your best weapons. And what you're doing is you need to create the more time so you can access a weapon and take cover.
There are, in fact, we just last year put in a system at our house where it's an intercom, but it's a video intercom. So when somebody rings the doorbell, we can go to a pad and we can not only talk to them, but we can see them. I think, and I really like that idea because now I can decide whether or not I even want to go to the door in the first place.
Absolutely, that's an excellent way to go if you can hook something like that up. Also, it's a good idea to have more than one camera visible, and let them guess which camera is recording and which might be the dummy, or maybe they're both recording.
Okay, so having cameras that are visible is a good idea. That way they can look up and say, okay, they've got security cameras here. Obviously, some of them are not really that smart, but you do everything you can. All right, move us into what do you do if they're kicking in the door?
Well, you want to get as much distance as possible, and the main thing you need to know about your house is in the natural terrain, it's your home field advantage. If you know that you can retreat to this corner where you can see them better than they can see you, and that corner, say, of a room is going to deflect bullets, you've got cover. Any place you can set up distance, you could retreat to a room that's more secure or has more arms. If there's two of you, one can handle the cell phone while the other one is shooting or threatening to shoot. These are all important things. Main thing is distance and time is going to determine how fast they get their hands on you. And you have to know where in the house you have the best advantage. You'd like people to come through a narrow hallway, to come through a doorway, so they can come through one at a time. Things like that. A good vantage point, the furthest vantage point from the front door, if you didn't have that video setup like you might have,
right?
If you could go into a room, say it's a living room, a foyer, then a door, you can look out. And if you've got a smaller place to live, like if you're in an apartment, it's really good if you take down the door of your little bedroom there, take that door down, get yourself a heavy fire door or a heavy oak door, so at least you have that one room to retreat to that has an extended a heavier barricade.
With a good lock on it, it's a good setup there, yeah. But it sounds to me like what you really need to do is you need to walk through your house slowly and really look at it in a way that you probably have never looked at it before.
No question. If you can do it with a partner, too, let them be the bad guy looking into the house or to the door, and you be the other person, and take photographs so you know your relative body position to different points of cover that you could take advantage. If they're there, I have to be here. They can see my gun, but then they can see my arm and my shoulder, or they can see my gun and they can also see my head. One of the things you can ways to short circuit some of the having to lean out and be exposed is to have a laser, because rather than have to line up the sights on your pistol, you can see wherever the dot is, and you extend the gun around without having to have your head fully around, like a Laser Max laser, something like that has a good strobe to it, so it has a big splash that you can that your eye, because your eye's going to pick up movement. A strobe with a really good flash is the way to go.
One of the things you include in your book that I really like is coping with children or elderly during an attack. A lot of people think about maybe children, but they may not have thought about it. If you've got like elderly parents with you, you got to deal with that too.
This is also where the safe room falls apart, and this is pointed out to me by a Texas Ranger who I work with extensively. The problem is, if you've got a safe room, everybody's going to travel to that safe room, and more than likely, you're going to pass across the path of your intruder. So what you want them to do is to hunker down in place, turn on the cell phone, make a call. And if you've got a heavy door, every bedroom door is a heavy door, or maybe a heavy door on the closet inside the bedrooms, so they can hide in a place that has a little bit more security, like a heavy door with a deadbolt on a closet door. They could, because if they move, if you've got to go get them, and this is a real problem. If you've got to go get them, that you're going to move into the path of the intruder, or if they need to come to you to the safe room, they need to go into the path of the intruder.
Exactly. Now, the book is titled Shooter's Bible Guide to Home Defense. I know we have it on our Gun Talk website under Tom's Picks, the books that I like, but it's also available, Amazon?
Amazon, yeah, and Brownells, and I think every one of your listeners who's a gun person knows Brownells real well.
Sure.
I'm proud to say it's in there, too.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Hey, Roger, thank you. Great job. A lot of things in here that people may not have thought about. I recommend the book. Get you thinking. Get you want to walk around your house. What locks, lights, systems, layer upon layer upon layer. Listen, good job. Appreciate that, Roger. All right, 866-TALK-GUN, 866-TALK-GUN. Still talking about this new gun safety group, Evolve. Maybe they are. Maybe it's well-intentioned and just naive. I don't know. I'd love to get your take on it. Also, when you walk around your house, have you given serious thought to the locks, the lasers, all the different things? What do you have in place? And more importantly, perhaps, what kind of conversations have you had with your family, your wife, your children, maybe other people who are going to be there? Have you thought it through? 866-TALK-GUN. If you're looking for a safe and trusted way to sell your firearms, look no further than Dury's Gun Shop. I trusted them to sell my dad's collection. They built their business for over 50 years on honesty and customer service. Dury's Guns will buy any size collection or estate, none too big or too small. Selling your firearms to Dury's Guns is easy. Go with the pros. I trust Dury's Guns. Dury'sGuns.com.
You may be a new shooter, a longtime gun owner, or even a police officer or soldier. No personal defense handgun is fully equipped without a Crimson Trace laser sight or light. Get the confidence and reliability you need to protect family, home, and country. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com for a free copy of our new laser training video, The Laser's Edge, Crimson Trace.
Hi, I'm Michael Bain. You know I hate cleaning guns, so anything that makes that job faster and easier is definitely a plus. And that's where bore tips come in. These reusable, lint-free cleaning swabs make cleaning a breeze. And the tighter-fitting bore tips do a better job on barrels than cotton mops or patches. Hey, it's a dirty job. Let bore tips help. To find a dealer, visit boretips.com.
Looking for shooting instruction but don't know where to go? Well, we have it, and you can access hours of training and safety videos, which you can watch on your home computer. On GunTalkTV.com, we have top competitive shooters, the best in self-defense trainers, and folks who have hunted all over the world, helping you learn which gun to buy, how to use it, how to store it safely, and everything else you need to be a safe and competent shooter. We also have gun makers showing off their newest rifles, shotguns, and handguns. Doesn't matter if you're a veteran shooter or a complete beginner, you'll find what you need at GunTalkTV.com. You can check it out for free, and you can get full access for only $5.95 a month. That gives you unlimited access to hundreds of videos, and we're adding more all the time. Run the videos over and over to make sure you understand what's being said. Skip around. You're in control. Get smarter. Shoot better. Visit GunTalkTV.com.
Brownells proudly celebrates 75 years of history and heritage as the world's first choice for firearms, accessories, ammunition, and gunsmithing tools. So whether you're a gunsmith in need of parts and supplies, a new shooter looking for the perfect holster, or a skilled competitor seeking the latest gear, Brownells has what you need. And best of all, every purchase comes with the industry's only forever satisfaction guarantee. Visit us at Brownells.com.
Sign up for our Gun Talk newsletter and join the Truth Squad at www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
Oh, yeah, just finished writing another Truth Squad newsletter. It should go out this week. If you're not a member, go to guntalk.com. You can join the Truth Squad. These are basically, it's just a bunch of us who decided we're going to do something, anything, whatever we can do to push the message of responsible gun ownership and to stop the lies, to challenge them. You know, our saying is a lie that's left unchallenged becomes the truth because there's nothing else out there to go against it, for there to be a different opinion. And also, frankly, the media often puts out things that are simply not true. And so we call them on that. And we're having good success. I've got, in fact, a story in the upcoming newsletter about one of our Truth Squad members who challenged and got his letter published. We can get these letters published. We can get our word out. We are a force multiplier in military terms. So just letting you know, the Truth Squad is a good thing. We're doing some good work. You're doing good work. Appreciate that. Line 4, Pete's with us out of Port Orchard, Washington. Hello, Pete. This is an interesting story you got.
The old man that I was taking care of, I took his wife Gertrude's gun, took it down to burner. He got it working. I paid for it myself, bought new ammo for it. And a guy broke in, beat the dickens out of him, but didn't look under his pillow. And he pulled it out from the pillow and shot the guy through the throat, and the guy decided to leave. Usually, being shot in the throat is fatal. This guy was lucky. Made headlines in the Bremerton Sun. Port Orchard, Bremerton, Kitsap County is where I'm at. And this can be confirmed by Berner, because he's the one that got the gun working good. Also, I have a friend of mine that a kid's life was saved by the Eddie Eagle program, but the media wouldn't publish it. Really? At least the Bremerton Sun did give this headlines. It's been some time ago. So guns work to save lives. I didn't hear about it until the afternoon of the next day, because I heard about it at 2 o'clock in the morning. He called me to nail his front door up. And
wow, it'd been broken in. So this, what you're saying is, it was a home invasion. Guy broke in, beat up this elderly man, but the elderly man, because he had a gun, was able to shoot this guy and get him off of him. That's the way it's supposed to work. Listen, I appreciate the call. I've got to keep this thing running here, Pete. Thank you for letting us know about that. Line 3, Homer's with us out of New Mexico. Homer, give me his range report, please.
Hello, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I just bought a new CW45 car, and the dude is fine, except it shoots a little low. And I was wondering if you knew of anybody that has adjustable for elevation rear sights for that little dude.
Ooh, I do not. Let me ask you a question. I'm going to get personal, okay, so bear with me. How much low does it shoot at what distance?
Yeah, we're shooting at about 25 yards.
And how far low is it hitting?
Oh, about 4 inches low.
Okay. Are you shooting it offhand, or are you shooting off of sandbags?
No, I'm shooting it offhand.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. I don't want to offend you, okay? But a lot of people hit low with their handguns because of the way they pull the triggers.
Well, I've got some other 45s that they shoot right on.
Okay, that was where I was going to go. Okay, that helps me. Okay. I don't know, honestly, of anybody who makes adjustable sights for that. You might check with the guys at Brownells. Those gunsmiths there are real sharp, and they know who makes everything, brownells.com. The other thing you can do, this is going to sound weird. This is a 45, right?
Right.
Are you shooting the 230 grain ammo in it?
No, I'm shooting 200 grain hard cast bullets. Okay.
Going to sound weird. The 230 grain bullets are going to shoot higher. Yep, because they're going to be a little slower, and while they're going down the barrel is rising. Generally speaking, slower rounds hit higher, faster rounds hit lower. Try that gun with a different load. My guess is they have adjusted those sights to be on with the standard 230 grain ball ammo. Now, it's not going to help you if you say, but I want to shoot the 200 grain. Okay, then trying to figure out the only way to do that, you would have to file down the front sight. Boy, I'd hate to do that, but that would do it. Just I mean, obviously you could change the hole on the target. You could hold high, but I don't like that idea. But if you lowered the front sight, it would raise the point of impact. But before you do any of that, try shooting with some different ammo. Get some 230 grain ball ammo and see how that works for you. And then if anybody, I'll put out the call. If anybody knows of a place where Homer can get adjustable sights, particularly adjustable for elevation, for a car CW45, give us a call. Let us know. Homer, you keep listening. We'll see if we can find you some info. Okay, we'll do what we can do. Let's see, line 1, Daniel, Portland, Oregon. Daniel, talk to me about this new group.
I was listening to your conversation with the lady on your interview, and yeah, wouldn't answer any questions, just kept dodging around the subjects. But my take on any of these new organizations, especially when they start doing YouTube videos and all that, all they're doing is drawing attention to the wrong aspects of guns, which then uprise the few and the minority that are anti-guns. So, in my opinion, even if their intentions are good, everything they are doing is counterproductive.
Well, it might be. At the same time, it might be coming from simply a position of ignorance and not one of malintention. I don't know that to be true, but I'm also... I like to give people generally the benefit of the doubt, but in this case, I've seen it so often, it's been like 100% of the time. These people who come in and say, we're a gun safety group, that's become code word for gun control. And so they have that burden. Frankly, they have to prove themselves, because I'm not going to go there right out of the box with them. Appreciate that. Ron's on line 2 out of Texas. Hello, Ron. I think you got a good point here. Go with it.
Hey, Tom. So they were saying don't be a dumbass. And a lot of times I've heard you talk to people that think that they're promoting the gun rights, but they're really counterproductive, like the man you had on in an interview that did the Starbucks bumper sticker with the guns on it.
Right.
That form
no, I understand.
A demonstration where they're carrying all their AR-15s on themselves and basically trying to cause some sort of incident.
Look, I understand what you're saying. I mean, I have told people for a long time, don't be dummies, okay? Now, I don't like to call people a dumbass. It's not a word that I like to use. These people are doing it for shock value. And look, I understand there are people who still are not safe with their guns, and we're working on that. And maybe this group is all about, look, let's work together and let's make it safer and let's reach those people, and we've got another way of reaching people. Maybe that's what they're about. I hope that's the case. I'd love to get your take on it. Are they for real, or are they really something else?
One of Talker Magazine's 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America. You're listening to Gun Talk, heard every week at this time on great radio stations across America. Stay tuned. Gun Talk is coming right back. Covering all aspects of gun ownership every week on this fine radio station. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
All right, back with you, Tom Gresham, 866 Talk Gun. By the way, if you haven't checked it out yet, you remember last week we had the first ever After the Show show. Still looking for a good name for that. We're working on it. Had some suggestions. Haven't settled on one yet. So after the show is over today, we'll still keep talking, and we're going to put that up on the website. We'll have it. It's available through iTunes and Stitcher and on our website. If you haven't listened to the one from last week, you got to go check that out. Go to guntalk.com, and you can drill down through Listen and find it there. So we'll be doing that again, just in case you'd like to be a part of that. You could call in just at the end of the show, and we'll hold you over. You could be part of the After the Show show. Rex is on line 2. Rex, you went to Shoot Right, huh?
Yeah, I sure did. It was great, Tom. Tiger helped me get rid of some of my old bad habits and taught me a whole bunch of new stuff. It was just a really great experience.
All right, Shoot Right is near Guntersville, Alabama. It's Tiger McKee's shooting school there. Now, were you shooting handgun or carbine, AR-15?
I was shooting my Glock.
Okay. Tell people, I sometimes find that I am unable to really explain to people, or maybe they just think, oh, he's a buddy of yours, you're just blowing smoke. How good of an instructor is Tiger?
Tiger is excellent. I mean, I've had a lot of years to develop some habits and get them fairly well ingrained. And he worked with me. He just, kept at it and kept on me and kept working with me and showed me a bunch of new stuff. just, was, I walked out of there feeling a lot more confident and a lot, and that I had improved my skills. And that, that's what you take that class for.
That's what you're there to do. A good instructor is a great set of eyes, because he can or she can see what you're doing and say, okay, I know you're hitting low and left and you think it's because of this, but it's actually this thing over here. If you'll do this one little thing, and you go, oh, wow, that worked. Didn't you find yourself occasionally going, hey, wow, that worked. Tiger actually knows what he's talking about here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I was fairly confident about him going into it, but I was just, even so, I was very impressed with what I walked out of there with. It was
right. But besides that, it's fun, isn't it?
Sitting there making noise, you bet.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fun guy to be around. Hey, Rex, I appreciate the range report. By the way, if you want to get a little bit more of Tiger, we have a couple of ways on our website. Go to shopguntalk.com. We've got Tiger's fabulous book, and I do mean incredible, one-of-a-kind, unique, never seen anything like it before, the Book of Two Guns. And also we've got the DVD we did with him, which is Fighting with the 1911, which actually applies to everything, not just 1911. It's all pistols. So you can get Tiger McKee on video, and you can get his incredible book. It's the Book of Two Guns. Go to shopguntalk.com. I don't believe in coincidences very much, and all of a sudden over the past week we have had stories popping up everywhere about smart guns. Now, if you're new to this, realize that smart gun technology has been around for 20 or 30 or more years. People trying to figure out, how do I make a gun that will go off only when the right person has it in his hand and won't go off if the wrong person has it in his hand? We've had magnetic rings and all sorts of things, and fingerprint readers and grips that read the way you hold a gun, and now RFID chips or a watch you wear or something around your neck or a card that goes in your wallet. And if you don't have that, it won't go off. And we've got stories popping up everywhere, clearly coordinated. Here's one out of the USA Today, most interesting, by Shannon Watts. She is the founder of the Mom Group. What is this? Can't remember. Oh, yeah. Moms Against Violence, whatever. It's the new form of Bloomberg. Anyway, she starts off, she says, gun violence is a public health crisis in America. Really? Gun violence is public health? They love to do the whole public health thing. That way you can say, they want to put you in the position of saying you're against doing something for public health. Each day, she continues, 33 Americans are murdered with guns, including 8 children or teens. No, not true. As for the whole gun violence epidemic, gun violence is down 40% in 20 years. Down 40%. But let's talk about smart guns for a second. The smart gun technology, depending on which one you're looking at, some of them have got to be fairly reliable. I mean, it works 9 out of 10 times. It may even work 99 out of 100 times. But would you wear a parachute that you knew 1% of the time it wasn't going to open? Because your self-defense gun is a parachute. That's what it is. If this is such a fabulous idea, I got an idea. We will require law enforcement to use it for 10 years. Make it 5 years. As a beta test, as a proving ground. Because, of course, they have much more experience and much more exposure than we do. Let's see how it works there. No? Oh, because all the calls that want to require smart guns exempt law enforcement. Now, why would that be? Yeah, we'll start out with the Secret Service. Let's see how that works out. Well, could it possibly be because they know it doesn't work? Could it possibly be because they know that 1 out of 10 times or 1 out of 100 times the gun's not going to go off? And that's going to get cops killed? But it's okay for you to use it because you're not important, clearly. If you're important, we'd want to protect your life. And now they're calling for retrofit. We're going to put these on all our older guns, 300 million guns. I don't know how many handguns there are. Nobody actually knows. We're going to retrofit them. Clearly, this comes from people who don't know anything about guns or technology or metallurgy or how anything works, but they don't care. Oh, yeah. And did I mention that the latest smart gun technology where you have to have a watch on that activates the gun, $2,000 for the combo? Yeah, that would never dissuade anybody from buying anything. What could possibly go wrong? Smart gun technology. When somebody asks you about it, say it's real simple. Would you wear a parachute that doesn't open 1 out of 10 times? If it's such a good idea, and look, I wouldn't do this to our boys in blue. I would not, because I don't want them to have guns that don't work any more than I want us to have guns that don't work. But if somebody starts talking to you about smart guns, that's the story, that's the bottom line, and that's what's going on there. So now you'll know. Our number, 866-TALK-GUN, 866-TALK-GUN.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit sigsauer.com today.
Hi, I'm Tom Gresham. For more than 40 years, I've been watching an environmental disaster in my backyard, and it actually impacts all sportsmen in America. I'm talking about the massive loss of land on the Louisiana coastline. The U.S. Geological Survey said the swamps and marshes of coastal Louisiana are among the nation's most fragile and valuable wetlands. That land is disappearing. The Mississippi River Delta hosts as many as 10 million ducks and geese every winter. These are birds which migrate northward through the states, all the way to Canada. The wetlands of the Delta support some of America's best fresh and saltwater fishing. And here's the deal. The wetlands of the Mississippi River Delta are disappearing at a rate of 1 football field every hour. 1 football field every hour. Gone. We can reconnect the river with its wetlands and restore the Delta, but we need your help. Please visit vanishingparadise.org. That's vanishingparadise.org.
Tired of overpaying for one concealed carry holster after another that is flimsy, hard to hide, or just plain uncomfortable? At Alien Gear Holsters, less than $30 gets you a professional quality holster that's super stealthy and ultra comfortable. Every Alien Gear holster is backed by a forever warranty, a 30-day test drive, and free shell trades for life in case you buy a different gun. AlienGearHolsters.com. AlienGearHolsters.com.
You already know Liberty safes are great values. Now they're offering an even sweeter deal for Gun Talk listeners. At LibertySafe.com, click on the Fat Boy safe and type in Tom. Liberty will give you up to $250 off your purchase. Protect the things you value most. LibertySafe.com. Click the Fat Boy safe. Promo code Tom. Save up to $250. That's LibertySafe.com. LibertySafe.com.
The XDM 3.8 Compact from Springfield Armory is 2 guns in 1. Use as your concealed carry gun with a compact magazine and use the extended magazine for home defense. Carry 13 rounds of 9mm in the compact magazine and a whopping 19 rounds in the extended magazine. To see the entire family of Springfield Armory XDM pistols, go to SpringfieldArmory.com. That's SpringfieldArmory.com.
Thanks for being one of the 100 million gun owners in America who support Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Even if you don't want to be on the air, you can still email Tom with your questions or concerns at tom@guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk.
All right, back with you. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here, or you can shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. On Twitter, I'm at @guntalk. I just see that John Bond, husband of Rebecca Bond and co-founder of Evolve, just signed on to follow me on Twitter. Hello, John. Glad to have you there. You can certainly join us over there. We have a conversation going on at Twitter, again, at Gun Talk, where people are weighing in on this new group, Evolve, gun safety group. You know, one of the problems, and it's a hurdle, unfortunately, I mean, it's unfair, frankly, that the term gun safety has been co-opted by the gun ban groups. They say, we're for gun safety, which has become code for gun ban. And so if a group comes on and actually wants to be for gun safety, now they are viewed skeptically. I'm not sure exactly how you get around that. But it just is. Sometimes things just are. Line 1, Jim's with us, driving through East Texas. Hello, Jim. What happened with these nozzler bullets you were shooting?
Hey, Tom. Good afternoon. Thanks for taking my call. I'm working up some whitetail loads in 7 MMO8 with 140 grain nozzler hunting ballistic tips. Mm-hmm. And observation, when I was able to recover a couple of the bullets, after they went through my paper target and some thin plywood into a dirt berm, there was no lead left. There would look like there was good expansion. The copper was peeled back, and, that looked fine, but there was absolutely no lead, like the whole core separated. And I was just wondering, is that normal for these bullets? I've never used them before. I've used Federal Fusions, and they don't do that. So I just was curious to see if you could help me out with that.
You bet. First of all, it's not a very good test medium you got there. Paper, cardboard, and dirt. Bullets do a lot of weird things when they hit a berm. My suggestion would be, although, again, it's not perfect, but water is a better medium. Get yourself a dozen-gallon or even the 2.5-gallon water jugs, line them up and shoot in there. You should be able to catch the bullet in it and then see what you got, because, frankly, you can't draw any conclusions at all from what a bullet looks like after you've dug it out of the dirt in the berm. I've seen bullets go to pieces in dirt that held together beautifully when you're hunting with them. The nozzle ballistic tips are very good bullets. I will tell you, however, if you, within the nozzle line, I'm kind of partial to the Accubon bullets. I like the fact that they're bonded. They expand and hold together. I mean, I've been a partition shooter for a gazillion years. Love the partitions. But I think the Accubons have just taken that up 2 or 3 notches. So kind of that's where I am. But those ballistic tips, as long as you're using, and I'm glad you pointed out, because people need to know, there are ballistic tips that are made for varmint hunting, and there are ballistic tips made for hunting game animals. You don't want to mix the two, because, the varmint bullets are supposed to blow up and the hunting bullets are supposed to hold together. But if you would, Jim, try them in water, try them in some other, obviously if you can get ballistic gelatin, even better, but try water, because that's handy. Or if you can get enough phone books, soak phone books so they're absolutely sopping wet and shoot them in there, see what happens. Again, not a great, perfect medium, but at least it's something we can put our hands on. Just appreciate the call. Chris is on 3 out of Simi Valley, California. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
So the new group that you're talking about, it just screams to me just another gun control group to me.
Why? What was it that makes you think that?
Well, on Twitter, the way they talked about with people and how they interact with other people, it just seems like they're shaming the NRA sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like they'll say NRA gun fail or no sense. And they talk with a lot of groups like Dads Against Guns or Newtown Action or another mom group out of the hundreds of them.
It's a good point. They seem to be very much aligned with gun ban groups, and they seem to push back on the very people who have been so incredibly successful at reducing gun violence and reducing gun accidents. It's like they don't give any credit to the NRA, which has taught millions of people gun safety. And when you read their Twitter account, it's almost like you're reading a 16-year-old is doing this stuff. But it's a great point, Chris, and I think that's probably why I kind of feel the way I do. It's who they're hanging out with, how they treat people, the comments they make, their snarkiness about those of us who have been doing this forever very, very successfully. I mean, when you got a 40% reduction in gun violence and a 50% reduction in accidental child shooting deaths, that's phenomenal. So I want to say, hey, welcome to the party, newcomers.
Gun Talk stands for safety, personal responsibility, and common courtesy. To be a part of the show, call 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Gun Talk will be right back.
I'm back with you. I got an email from, Brian in Anderson, South Carolina. Brian's asking, are there any magazines for shotgun shooting like there are for, rifles and hunting? Oh, yeah. There are lots of shotgun magazines. Try Shooting Sportsman is one I particularly like. Really well done. Shooting Sportsman magazine. There's also, I think it's Clay and Target. There are Sporting Clays magazines, several different out there. Gray Sporting Journal has occasionally some really good pieces on shotgunning, but I would start with Shooting Sportsman. And if you want to get into like double shotgun, side-by-side guns, the Double Gun Journal is amazing. It's a quarterly, expensive, worth every penny. So yes, there are a lot of magazines for shotgun shooters out there. So just so you know. Jake is on line 1, North Bend, Oregon. Hey, Jake, you're asking about the same thing I've been asked about. You want to know about the 26 Nosler?
Yes, sir.
So are you guys talking about it out there?
Well, yeah, I got my new issue of Shooting Times, and there's some people around here that are kind of familiar with it. They learned about it at the SHOT Show, and one fellow here has something to do with the development, I guess. But I'm learning, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Sure. Well, of course, you're right there where Nosler is, in that Bend area.
Yeah,
so,
well, I've been in their factory a couple of times.
Okay. The 26 Nosler, they call it the, what do they call it? The world's most powerful 6.5 commercial cartridge. It's a 26 Nosler, 264 caliber. It shoots a 129 grain Nosler Accubon long range bullet at 3,400 feet per second.
How about the bullet for elk?
I would use that on elk in a heartbeat. But if you want to go with a 140 grain bullet, I think you're going to get about 32, maybe a little over 3,200 feet per second out of the 140 grain. But I tell you, the Accubon bullets are so good. They hold together so well. I would shoot an elk with that 129 grain and never worry about it. Not a problem. It is a flat shooting son of a gun. Let's see. I'm looking at our website. If you go to the Nosler website, nosler.com, they've got information about it. What I'm looking forward to is we are going to get one in and do some work with it on camera for our TV show. In fact, okay, I'll go ahead and spill the beans. One of the episodes we're going to do for Gun Talk Television this year is all about the 6.5s, the various cartridges out there for the 6.5s. From the Creedmoor, the 264 Win Mag, 6.5 by 55, all the great 6.5s that we have access to. And what I want to do is I want to do a head-to-head. I've got an old 264 Win Mag, and I'm going to go head-to-head with the new 26 Nosler. I know that the Nosler is going to beat the pants off of it, but still, it's going to be fun. And we're going to shoot those through the chronograph and do some long-range shooting with them. But you might want to just boogie on over to Nosler and say, hey, guys, what can you tell me about it? Now, you can put in an order for them already. Oh, I also saw at SHOT Show. I forgot to tell everybody this. It wasn't a Nosler rifle. Nosler has great rifles. Somebody else, it escapes me at the moment, who's making it. Somebody was making a semi-auto for the 26 Nosler, like an AR, a big old AR. Holy cow, what a gun that would be. People are saying, what for? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It just would be cool. And you could shoot like long-range stuff. You could put targets out at 800 or 1,000 yards and shoot it. People say, well, why would you do that? Because we can. Ain't America great? Because we can shoot loud, fast, whammer jammer, booming jammers. We can reach out and touch something with these things. We can go to the range and turn money into noise. That's one of the things we do best. Money into noise. When we come back, open carry. You like it, you hate it. Well, here's a guy that's making it work. He's on the front lines. Be right back with Gun Talk.
Firearms, ammunition, recreational and competitive shooting, training, hunting, and yes, even politics. You're listening to Gun Talk. Call us now at 1-866-825-5486. That's 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Or reach out to us via email at tom@guntalk.com.